Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Devin Haney easily beats George Kambosos Jr. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And as you've seen, George Kambosos and Devin Haney have agreed to fight for the undisputed lightweight title in June. And look, I've had thousands of requests to do this video, and I'm just going to break it down honestly. I believe Devin Haney beats George Kambosos Jr., and I believe all of the other top fighters in the division does it as well. I believe Ryan, Tank, Loma, and Haney, all of these guys would beat George Kambosos Jr. That doesn't make George Kambosos a bad fighter. I believe he's a good, solid, talented fighter, but he's not elite, and he has no elite attributes. All of these fighters have something elite in their attributes that makes them special. George Kambosos does not have that thing. That's what people are missing. I see people overrating George Kambosos. I see Kambosos has even fanboys right now, people saying that he's some kind of monster or killer, and he's far from any of that. Any of these guys would beat Kambosos. So at the end of the day, we don't need to hype up George Kambosos, act like he's some knockout artist. He's not knocking out Haney. It's just not going to happen. The guy is not a massive elite knockout puncher. He's not. It's just simply not that. He's just being massively overrated. Although he's a good, solid fighter, he's not an elite one. He has no elite skills. His power's not elite, and his defense is leaky. He can be timed and picked apart, and that's what Devin Haney does well. Now, the interesting thing is, even if you look at their knockout percents, you see that Devin Haney has a higher knockout percent than George Kambosos Jr. at 55%. Now, here's the interesting thing about that, though. Devin Haney is not regarded as a big puncher, as a big knockout guy. People say that he has pillow fists, but then when you look at George Kambosos Jr., he has an even lower knockout percentage, and yet Devin Haney has fought the better competition. See, these are things that people are simply not noticing. People are not understanding. At the end of the day, George Kambosos is a good, solid fighter, but he's being vastly overrated, and Devin Haney will beat him because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.